Hi everyone, Julia here from The Art of Creating, back again on the Crafty Maven Getaway channel with Scraplift Saturday. Here is the inspiration piece for this week, and here is the layout I have scraplifted. It is by a design team member at Hip Kit Club, and I just wanted to do a bit of like a similar layout on the page, but using the colors from the inspiration piece. Although my colors ended up being a lot brighter, I still, I guess, took a few elements from the inspiration. Some of the things were blues and earthy, sort of like brown and wood color, as well as some geometric shapes. I initially was planning to do like triangles and circles and things like that, but I ended up doing circles and the pink circles as well, as you will see later in the video. So I'm quite happy with how the layout turned out. I think one of the reasons I really like it, it's one of my favorites, is because of the colors that I've used. These are the sort of colors I really enjoy working with, so that's blues and pinks and purples. So I think the key to enjoying your layout is using elements that you're really comfortable with and you really like, and that way you will enjoy looking at the end result as well. I'm using two photos of my cat Whiskey, and I have printed them at 4x4 size. One photo I have printed in color and the other one in black and white, just to tone it down a little bit. I knew I wanted to use a few colors on the page, so I just tried to minimize the I guess the busyness of the layout from just having lots of different colors. And I just, sometimes when you have a lot of things going on in the background, it's good to have a black and white photo just to tone it down, and it will actually make the photo stand out a bit more as well. You just seen me staple this webbed pattern pink paper. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it's kind of like a web material, and it's got those little flowers kind of like punched into it. I got it in I got it as a present from my sister from Japan, so you can probably order something like that online, but I wouldn't even know what it's called. So I just wanted to use a little strip of it there for interest, and because it's really hard to glue down, I just stapled it behind the photo where you can't see it, and that should hold it together. I've also distressed all of the edges of my pieces of paper except for the web paper because it wouldn't really work on that, as well as the mat of my photos. And I wanted to see if I would be able to punch out pink circles from the web paper as well. I wasn't quite sure how it would work and whether it would just munch it up or whether it would actually make a clean cut, and it worked quite well. It might have helped that I've backed it with a thin piece of paper to give it a bit of support, but it did work, and as you can see, I've cut them out without too much problem. Also cut out pink circles from the papers from like the ones that I've already used, as well as a couple of extras. And now I'm just starting to add other embellishments and just adding a bit of extra things to the page. So at this point I am using some stamps. I've already stamped out an arrow with a little saying, which is to the left of my photo now. I've cut it out. It was just on a white piece of paper, and I'm doing a similar thing now with just pink distress ink and a couple of circles that I've stamped, and now punching them out with my circle punch. So I'm gonna use two of them on the page, and basically I'm just trying to spread the color and spread the patterns, creating kind of three areas of clusters, and those clusters are sort of bringing your eye down from the bottom of the page around the two photos, and or through the two photos and to the top, so that it brings the whole page together. Now I'm using the same pink ink, distress ink, and I'm also stamping a couple of circles on the actual background, just start to add a little bit more to it so that it's not basically creating visual layers. So layers don't have to be like physical textures. You can also create a visual layers by layering stamps or inks or stencils, that sort of thing. And now I'm just gluing things down where I want them. So like I said before, trying to spread the color around a little bit, and I guess forming my 3 main cluster areas. And I'm going to add a few more embellishments to them as well so that it's not looking so plain. I quite like how it looks already. Like the main elements are there. The things seem balanced because my colors are all spread out in the areas complementing each of the clusters. But I wanted to add some more textures. I wanted to add some more dimension, different textures, different looks. So I'm going to stick with the circle theme, as even though those shapes I've punched out are pink circles, it still looks like, actually looks a little bit like bubbles to me, sort of like going from the bottom up. But I'm going to add few more textures, like I said. And because of the inspiration piece and some of the pattern papers that I've used on the page already, I thought wood veneer would add a subtle texture, but it would look different enough from the paper and the rest of it so that it adds something to the page as well. So I've used a couple of those wood veneer arrows and taking a bit of inspiration from the layout I was scrap lifting. I decided to add some stars as well. I thought about using hearts, but that sort of, the shapes for some reason didn't really go with it and didn't really fit. I'm adding a title in very small white letters. Most of this, by the way, is from a really old Studio Calico kit. I'm trying to get through some of my stash, so just using up bits and pieces from what I've had for a long time. And wood veneer is from Studio Calico as well. I'm not sure whether they're still available. I'm pretty sure stars might be available, but I'm not sure about the rest of it. Arrows might be as well. I've skipped ahead a little bit and I've added a few brads and enamel dots and a few sequins. And now I'm just outlining the border, doing a few squiggles, and just adding a bit of texture to frame the layout. And that's a completed page. I hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to check my channel as well. Links to everything will be in the description box below. Have a nice day. Bye.